I've got 60 bucks. I'm at the thrift store. Let's see if we can turn it into 300 before the sun goes down. The sun sets at 6:59 tonight, so we need to move quickly. And almost right away, I see this nice table. It's priced at $60, which isn't amazing, but I really like the hexagon shape on it, and I see a lot of potential in refinishing it. Plus, the profits at Habitat for Humanity go to charity, so let's take it home. Alright, I just got back with the table. Just taking a closer look at the damage here. The top has a bunch of small dings and scratches, but if we sand it down and give it a new stain, I think we could get it looking like new again. The base also has a bunch of small dings, but it's not too bad, and I really like these old handles and hinges, so we'll just freshen them up a bit. Let's get started. First things first, we need to sand down the entire table. On the top, we need to sand down to bare wood to help remove the damage and because we're going to stain. I start with an 80 grit on the top to help remove the old finish and stain, then I move to a 100 grit, and eventually I make my way up to a 220 grit to smooth everything out. I use my circular sander on the top to take it down to bare wood, then I use my smaller mouse sander on the more detailed parts of the table. And to sand the top edge, I use my brand new sponge with some sandpaper to get in the crevices. After everything's all done being sanded, let's give the table a good wipe down to get off all the dust. While we let the table dry off, let's start cleaning up the old handles and hinges, and if you're enjoying the video so far, make sure to follow, it helps a ton. Thanks! I first soak them in soapy water for a few minutes, then I use some Barkeeper's Friend and some waterproof sandpaper and I gently scrub to remove the grime. It's crazy to think that they looked black from grime before the scrub. Scrubbing did take a bit longer than expected, so let's keep it moving so we can finish the flip today. This is our final look at the table before the new paint. I applied one coat of gray bonding primer so that our base coat adheres properly. And once it's dry, I applied 2 coats of the semi-gloss red wine paint. Always make sure to apply thin coats so that your paint doesn't drip. About an hour after my first coat of red, I apply another to cover up any missed spots and get a deeper overall red color. It's starting to get a bit late, so while we let that paint fully dry, let's start working on the stain. First, I apply a pre-stain to help the wood absorb the stain more evenly. Then I apply a dark walnut stain, and after about 5 minutes, I wipe off the excess. Now let's add the doors and handles back on the table. Just a reminder, this is what the table looked like before. And then after. I think it turned out really nice. The red wine color is really pretty and the polished handles look awesome. I took a bit of a risk with red paint, but I think it actually paid off. Follow and like this video so you don't miss next week's flip.